Hey guys, Sen here. With the release of Goblin Mines, I have been hard at work trying to figure out how to one-shot all the levels of the default layout. I have done my best to create the most consistent runs possible for you, but you will have to practice them if you want to pull them off in the raid weekend, especially those District Hall 4 runs I came up with. Good luck with those, you'll need it, and let's hop straight into it. So here we go against the level 2 CH9. Actually, the level 1 CH9 is just way too easy, so I just chose to skip over that. Even this level 2 CH9 is super simple, and you'll see as we go in with the Mountain Golem, drop him down. Who knew the day would come where the Mountain Golem would be used to one-shot a base? He is now fast enough with the Endless Haste to push him on through. He steps in the haste once, and it'll be fast for the rest of the attack. But I want to thank everyone on the Discord server who allowed me into their clans so I could try to friendly challenge all the levels of Goblin Mines, because I don't actually have every level in my clans. So this clan actually was the CH9, and we don't really have any CH9s on the Discord server, but Ironfish helped me find a clan that was anyone could join and who had a CH level 9. And so I just snuck into this German clan, and they tried to welcome me in German. I did not know what they were saying as they were trying to talk to me. I just hit them with the old Guten Tag and just started spamming their chat with friendly challenges. I hope they didn't mind too much, but I actually upgraded a couple of their defenses and helped them out, so I hope we made a fair trade there. But as the Golem goes in, he's going to get locked onto by that Goblin Thrower, and as he takes one shot at the Goblins, we'll drop down the Mighty Miner down onto the cannon down like so, and so the Mighty Miner can sneak in, grab those 2-point defenses, and move alongside the Golem as he's hasting his way through. But all the deployments here are super easy. You can mess just about any amount of this attack up and you should still get it done. We'll have a Giant, a Wizard, and a Heal on the top right side, and that will deal with the Spear Thrower, the Goblin Thrower, as well as the Multi-Mortar. The Goblin Thrower, man, this defense is so annoying when it comes to trying to one-shot this space. Trying to navigate these 4 Goblin Throwers is the key that makes this base so difficult to one-shot. At earlier levels, this is one of the easiest levels to one-shot because you have such high-level troops and you're facing such low-level defenses. But I believe that the level 4 maxed is actually impossible to one-shot, and we'll talk about that later as we get there. But the Mountain Golem is moving his way through. There's one more Goblin Thrower on the map that's firing goblins at me, and I'll be sending in that Mighty Miner down south for that last multi-cannon and last Spear Thrower down there. And we're going to hold on to the Barbarians. You can send those Barbarians in anywhere you feel like you'll need them, but in my case, I'll have more than enough push to go through the base, and I just want to keep those barbs alive, and keeping them in the deployment bar is the easiest way to do that. So my troops are finishing up the space, and this first level is just super simple. That is one shot to go, and the rest of them, they are not going to be this easy, trust me. And here we go up against District Hall level 3 CH10. Now pay attention to all my deployments at the very start. They're very fast and very precise. Those rages need to be right where I drop them. Giant on the right side of that big forest. Ram to go in to tank for all the defenses, so the Sparky can go in on the right side of the mortar. Make sure that you drop the Sparky angled a little bit to the right, so then she'll walk her way in and go after the reflector that way. When the Sparky gets her first shot off, I send in a Ram to tank the Inferno Tower, as well as a Wizard to splash all the Goblins, and so the Sparky is going to be safe as she goes through that first section of the base. On the bottom side, I dropped in a pack of archers on the Spear Thrower, a Ram to open up the wall towards the cannon, as well as pull the log trap so the P.E.K.K.A can go in and go after the Gob Thrower. Now the Gob Thrower is super annoying. Archers and P.E.K.K.A.s are not fast at dealing with all the goblins, but it doesn't do too much DPS, and so they can just slowly work through all of that as the Sparky moves her way through. When the Sparky locks onto the Crusher, we drop down the Ram to go ahead and pull the Tesla, so the Tesla gets splashed by the Rage Shot, and the Sparky can go forward, splash onto the Reflector with another Rage Shot, and once it locks onto the cannon, we drop down a Giant towards the top side Goblin Thrower. When it shoots that first shot, we drop down the Wizard, splash down the Goblins, and they'll work their way into the base like so. And now you're just going to keep watch on the left side of the base. Once the P.E.K.K.A starts approaching the Gob Launcher over there, we're going to send in a Barb to help it and beat through all those Goblins. And as the Giant on the top side dies, reinforce with a Barbarian and keep the Wizard alive through that Multi-Mortar shells, because on the later runs, that will be very important. The Wizard is the key to finishing off the base on the later runs. For now, it's not too important. You can make some mistakes. We will even have a Barb, a Ram, as well as a Giant afterwards. We'll drop down 2 Barbs to distract the Spear Thrower as the Sparky works her way towards the multi-cannon and take that out. But like I said, we'll have the Barb, the Ram, and the Giant in the bag just in case you want to use them for whatever. You don't really need them for this run, but if you make some mistakes, they can help you out. And also you can probably change like that giant to maybe a wizard to help out the P.E.K.K.A. I don't know, but this isn't too bad. But this is the last time we're going to be saying that, because now Goblin Mines is going to be the hardest district to one-shot in the game at CH10 District Hall level 4. I'm actually going to split it into two different kinds of levels, the level 1 and the level 2/3. Here we go. Welcome to hell. This is CH10 District Hall level 4. Get ready to triple task. So starting off, we're coming in with the same exact entry as the District Hall level 3. So it might have looked overly complicated then, but that's because you can actually reuse that same entry for District Hall level 4 with all the defenses, with one key adjustment in that you do not have the wizard to splash down the goblins this time. Instead, we didn't use the lightning spell last time, and that's because we're going to use it this time, and we're going to splash down all the goblins once they lock onto my Sparky. So Sparky blasts through the single Inferno Tower, and I zap down the goblins, and she'll be safe to move towards the left side of the base. Now, after she splashes down the bomb tower, we scroll down, we drop down a ram towards the right side of the wall towards the blast flow, a skeleton barrel to go in towards the top side of the nook and cranny, a ram on the left side to distract those cannons, as well as a P.E.K.K.A. to go in to continuously distract the multi-mortar, and also force the Larrys towards the right side reflector, and support those Larrys with the Barbarian to finish through all those defenses. That Barbarian is actually going to help to distract for my Sparky and pull a Zap Trap later, but now we're going to drop a Giant towards the top side, pull the Log Trap, as well as distract the Goblin Thrower, and once it shoots its first Goblin Shell, we're going to drop down the Wizard, splash it down, and let it work its way through the wall. Once the P.E.K.K.A. starts working its way towards the wall, towards the cannon, we're going to drop down a pack of archers, snipe the spear thrower, open up the wall towards the cannon to let the P.E.K.K.A. distract the Goblin Thrower. And then as the Giant starts getting low, we drop down a Barbarian to help reinforce and make sure that we keep the Wizard alive. It does not get locked onto the multi-mortar by the multi-mortar, because at least for the next run, the Wizard being alive is going to be the key to being able to take out that base in one attack. For now, we have a little bit of leeway still. This is level 1 defenses. We're not at the final level yet, but that was already very difficult to execute. But if you can execute it, this plan is pretty consistent. It's like maybe 50-50. Actually can probably land it more than 50% of the time against level 1 defenses. So for District 1 shots, that's actually pretty good, especially considering how hard the Goblin Maze is. I think there's some other runs that are not as consistent, and also those runs do not translate towards higher level defenses, because we're actually going to use a very similar run to this against the higher level defenses with a couple of key adjustments at the very start. But we actually have a spare Barbarian in case we needed it for the P.E.K.K.A. or towards the top side to keep the Wizard alive even further. But we have quite a few troops alive, and this is a very clean hit. Here we go. This is the final boss, CH10 level 4 District Hall with level 2 to level 3 defenses. We're going to go in with a slightly different entry. This time, our second rage on the right side is going to be between the Goblin Thrower as well as the Reflector. A ram to go ahead to grab those 2 traps, another ram to go ahead to tank for the Sparky to go after the Reflector. Boom, down goes the Reflector, and if you drop the Sparky exactly where I dropped her, she will surge forward, skip the mortar, go straight after the minion hive, and vaporize that entire backside. Now, that will only work, however, if you drop the Sparky exactly where I did, but also the minion hive needs to be at least level 2 or above. Otherwise, it can't survive that first shot, and this run will not work. Use the other run I just showed you instead in that case. But now we're coming in with the same entry on the bottom section with the Larrys, with the P.E.K.K.A. And then this time we're going to use a second Barbarian on top of the Reflector. Those defenses are a little bit higher level, have a little bit more HP. And we need to make sure we get through those so that they can tank for the Zap Trap in front of the Sparky. But we also had a surviving Barbarian from the ram from earlier, if you noticed when I scrolled up, and that Barbarian is actually going to take out that Rapid Rocket for me, which is a little bit fortunate, and then also pull the Log Trap in front of the Gob Thrower up there. And so that Giant is not going to face a Log Trap this time. Instead, it's going to get that Goblin Barrel once again, and we're going to drop a Wizard to take out those Goblins inside. But everything is going as usual basically, except we have a 4th Barbarian, and that 4th Barbarian is key to making this run a lot more consistent. We need 1 Barbarian on the top side after the Giant goes down to continuously tank for the Wizard. We need to keep that Wizard alive. This is the run where the Wizard cannot die, otherwise we will fail. 2 Barbarians to go after the Spear Thrower, and the Sparky is going to blast that multi-cannon from afar over the cliff. And if you need to use that last Barbarian to keep the Wizard alive, do so. I figured that the wizard was safe at that point, so I used the barbarian down south to assist the P.E.K.K.A that was super low and try to keep those archers alive for cleanup. But if that wizard goes down, your run will end because you have nothing to take care of the goblin thrower on the backside. The wizard chains is the only thing you have left. You have basically no troops. Everyone is almost dead, and the wizard is your one saving grace. So once that goblin thrower locks onto Sparky, the wizard is going to come over and chain all those goblins off of it. So make sure you keep that wizard alive, and this run can be very consistent, and he is the only source of RNG. If the mortar locks onto your wizard and kills him, then the run is over. But I have noticed it's about like a 50-50 that I can land this against these level defenses, which is very good considering I don't think anyone else has been able to get anywhere above the level 1 defenses against the level 4 district hall. But this is the first, I believe, and if you're able to land the level 4 maxed one, be sure to let me know, and I'll put a pinned comment down below updating this guide if possible. And good luck on your raid weekends trying to land all these one-shots. Alright, hope you guys enjoyed today's guide. That final level 2/level 3 defense district hall level 4 is cutting edge technology that is currently only available on the Sen FGR channel, so make sure you save this to your watch later for when you need it and you run up against one of those pesky default layouts on the Goblin Mines. And if you want all the latest one-shot guides for all the districts, make sure you join our Discord server, link in the description below. But like and subscribe if you enjoyed today's video, and take care.